management. Have you studied any other courses before doing the leadership course?
Yes. Before this diploma, as I say, I had this is the second visa. The first visa, when I arrived to Melbourne, I knew I had to improve my English. So I studied a course of 5 months.
5 months studying English. Yes.
And after that, I did the IELTS.
Okay. And what score did you get when you did the IELTS?
I get 7 overall.
Wonderful. So it took you 6 months to go from score of 5 to a score of 7.
Yeah.
That's a wonderful achievement. Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, just one other thing in relation to the colleges, and I get this from a lot of international people, is what was the main reason for choosing a particular college? I mean, was it the cost or was it the location, courses they offered, the reputation, flexibility of delivery, or a blend of those things? So can you tell us a little bit about your motivation in terms of choosing a college?
Yeah, I think there are many variables, like the place is one. Like if it's close to your house or not, that makes a big difference. So I choose it because the place, the cost was really reasonable. And also I did a bit of research to see what students thought about it. And then also I had to combine my part-time job with the diploma, and the school they helped me to combine them. So that was all of it.
Excellent. Thank you for that. Now I want to move on to the next topic, being renting and housing accommodation in Australia. You mentioned before you're living in Melbourne, is that right? Living in Melbourne. Now, when we're looking at Australian cities, I guess Australian cities traditionally have what's referred to as a central business district, where, if you will, the skyscrapers, the big buildings are. And Australian cities then have this urban sprawl of many, many kilometres of urban and suburbs where people live. Can you give us a bit of an indication how far away from the central business district, or indeed you might live in the central business district, how far from the central business district do you live?
0 meters, that's the question. I am inside of the...
You're in the heart of the city, living in the central business district,
yes.
The CBD of Melbourne. Wonderful. And how much rent do you pay?
So I pay per week, like $245, including bills.
Including bills. So yes. $245 per week, which includes...
bills like internet, water, electricity, and I guess, it's a big building, so I guess everything else.
Yeah. And with that cost, do you share with other people?
So yeah, the apartment has 3 rooms, and we are 5 people.
5 people in the 3 rooms.
Yes.
So each 5 people is paying $245?
Yes.
Okay. Just to put it in context that you're sharing, and you're living in the CBD, so you're living in a good location. Thanks, Pablo. And so you're virtually, how long does it take you to get from home to college?
Maybe 10 minutes.
10 minutes, excellent. And look, finally, I want to talk to you about safety and security in Australia. Walking around, travelling around Melbourne, including the CBD and some of the areas just outside, do you feel safe and secure, particularly at night time?
Yes. I mean...
Why do you say that?
Because I've been, at night time, outside walking in this, as you say, in the district, in the centre of Melbourne. There is a lot of police presence.
Okay.
A lot of police presence, so...
And does that make you feel secure and safe, or does it somewhat intimidate you?
No. It's fantastic, because as soon as someone start a fight or start screaming or anything like that, they will within 1 minute appear 20 policemen,
Yeah,
so,
okay. Yeah, good. So some of the people I meet, they are concerned about safety and security in the country. And sometimes with the visual presence of police, this, depending on the countries they come from, this can have a different view. But would you consider the police fairly trustworthy? And
yeah, normally, I mean, they are very formal and, maybe people that fears the police maybe had bad experience, or some friend had bad experience, but in my case, always been a respectful relation.
Yeah. Thanks for that feedback. Now, just finally, I'll ask a couple of questions. Given that you've been living and working in Australia for about a year now, what would you do differently if you had your time over again, reflecting on the 12 months? do you have any regrets, or would you do something differently if you were able to start your 12 months again?
Actually, I think I did pretty well. So I maybe change my first job quickly before, like don't stay for that long time. But apart from that, everything has been really good.
Excellent. And what would you advise others, particularly from Spain or anywhere really, considering coming to Australia on a student or a working visa? What would you advise them?
Well, depends of what type of job are you looking for. I would advise to gather as much experience as they could, knowledge, and then it's just need to try, keep trying until they say, you keep knocking doors until someone open. How can I say this? Like, don't give up, keep trying it, and it will happen.
Wonderful. There's some words of inspiration. And would you be like to be granted a permanent residency visa or sponsored by your employer?
I think I have like a traveler soul, so I would like to travel more. Okay. So I am not interested in the visa.
Good. And what do you like best about Australia?
Wow, I found so many people from so many different countries, countries that I didn't even know they exist. So what I like is the culture, like the mix of nationalities. Everyone comes from different places, and it's so wonderful. So you feel so welcome from each one.
Yeah.
And that's fantastic.
Good. And so we get a balanced view here. What do you like least about Australia?
What do I like least of Australia? I guess the weather.
The weather.
Because Melbourne is very famous for the weather because it's crazy, and it's indeed is like that, like the fame say, like very crazy.
And the last question I want to cover off with you, Pablo, would you recommend to a friend or a family member to come to Australia to study or work?
I believe that definitely it's worthy to try and have the experience.
Great. Well, that's about all we have time for. Thanks for joining us today, Pablo, and sharing your thoughts and your experiences and some takeaway points that you mentioned, particularly doing some research into businesses when you're looking to apply, act like a customer, do your research on terms of the dress standards, etc., and enjoy the place. Wonderful. My name's Kevin Egan, and until next time, hooroo.